I recently had a few minutes to spare in my workshop and I built a wooden ring. And it turns out it's actually extremely easy to build one, so I built a second one that I can show you. I thought that it might actually be a very nice project to show to you, and that's why we're building a ring for my wife today. And there you go, it's finally ready. Looks incredible, doesn't it? Well, we just made a few holes into a piece of wood to check the ring size. Okay, now that we know the ring size of my wife, we can actually use an offcut that I had left from a recent video where I built a DIY phone set. Maybe if you're interested, you can watch that as well. Okay, so now we marked out a piece that might look actually very well. We have two different tones here that might make a great ring. I don't know, I only built two of these. This 60-year-old drill press might actually be my favorite tool in the shop right now. I recently restored it completely and I filmed that as well, but I'm still cutting the video because I want that to be extra nice. But I can tease you a little bit. In the adventure of restoring that machine, a second 40-year-old machine found its way to me. And I really mean it like that. I can't wait to restore that as well. So if you're interested in this type of content, stay tuned for that. Okay, so we're getting close to the finish line already. Next step would be to cut it out on a bandsaw, but only roughly, and then make final adjustments with the... What's it called again? Tellerschleifer. Wie heißt das auf Englisch? Disc sander. Okay, now that we have the rough size, I think the disc sander might actually be too aggressive, so we're switching to hand sanding. Now, of course, this one is completely round, so a perfect circle. And we thought about making it, if we would imagine the ring from the side, giving it a little bit more of a cone shape and just to make a little more detail into it. And my idea to get that is to take something that's just raising the ring a little bit above the sandpaper, and I'm holding it against it and just start sanding like this. And this way I'll keep it at an angle and get it into this little cone shape. And of course, that had to happen. The ring was perfectly shaped and we were both liking it a lot. I just wanted to round over a little corner just a slightly bit more. And then, of course, it broke. So I had to make a new one from the beginning. Okay, I made a second one. And now I can confirm, it took me exactly 15 minutes to get to this point again. So now the next step is just to seal it with some epoxy. This will make it harder and, you know, look at it, it's extremely thin. This will just make it more resistant overall.
Das hat so einen Crack oder so.
They lose a little bit of the shininess when the epoxy dries, and I don't like that so much. So I think I just give it a second coat of epoxy and hope that it stays shiny this time. My wife did some pretty nice cinematic shots here, so I didn't want it to ruin it with my voiceover. But to give you a little bit of context here, I'm using the lighter to heat the epoxy to make it more fluid. And that is very important, so the epoxy lays itself over the shape of the ring and does not form any kind of imperfections. It also helps with removing bubbles, but it's unlikely that on this small scale bubbles would be a problem. You might have noticed this little dark part on the side of the ring. This is where the epoxy actually caught fire, and this might happen, so definitely be careful with that. In this case, I actually kinda liked the look, and I even emphasized it a little bit.